What's up, motivators? Welcome back. It's Kevin. This is Pure Bullfit. Right off the bat, I want to apologize for the jankiness, the sound quality, using a brand new microphone, using a brand new camera. I haven't quite figured them out yet, so please give me your feedback in the comment section below after this video. How does it sound? Better? Worse? I'm still trying to refine our process here, still trying to constantly improve the quality of the content that we bring to you, so I'm going to be doing a lot of experimenting here in the future. We have a brand new video, totally unexpected for you today. This is not what we intended to talk about. That does happen from time to time. Originally, the two videos that we have in the works right now is an open and honest conversation about the common ground that we have with the healthy at every size movement. I feel that in order to move the conversation forward in a productive manner, to make the needle move towards progress for a healthier society, that we have to actually acknowledge some of the common ground that we have with healthy at every size community, to acknowledge some points that they legitimately do have. And that may seem controversial to some of you guys, but save your complaints until after you watch that video. The video we have after that is going to be Ref It Ralph, taking a look at the different kinds of gym personalities that we're going to encounter as many of us approach the gym for the first time or for a renewed time as the end of the year comes and we start making those resolutions. But today we're going to talk about a topic I became aware of late last night, early in the wee hours of the morning, through a channel called Armin Hammer, something like, it's a CrossFit channel. He's a CrossFit personality. He does a bunch of news for them, and I just happened to click on the link. I saw the National Strength and Conditioning Association was linked to one of their articles, and I was aware that CrossFit has been in a legal battle with them for years, and it looks like there's some big damn news, and I was not expecting this at all. It looks like the National Strength and Conditioning Association fucked up hard. A judge recently ruled that they were actually in the wrong in a significant portion of the years-long lawsuit. Now, before we get into any of that, I'm going to give you guys, for those of you who don't know who the National Strength and Conditioning Association is, I'm going to give you just a little tiny bit of history. They're an important certifying body in regard to personal trainers. They're the ones that came up with the curriculum and the certification, Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, that CSCS that so many of us in this community view as the bee's knees, as you are a legitimate coach when you've got a CSCS. Anybody can get through a certified personal trainer course. It's really not that hard. It's not on the same level, a CSCS is not on the same level as a degree, but you need a degree in order to even try and take the test. So it is a higher threshold. It is considered more legitimate than pretty much any of the certifications out there. Now, what is the NSCA? Well, it's an organization that formed back in 1978 when 70-something fitness professionals came together and decided that they were going to have the following mission. As a worldwide authority on strength and conditioning, the National Strength and Conditioning Association supports and disseminates research-based knowledge and its practical application to improve athletic performance and fitness. That's really important for understanding this story, is that the NSCA views itself as the authority on these matters, which makes its actions as found and demonstrated by the court so much more egregious and so much more problematic for those of us in this industry. For years now, the NSCA has been in a legal battle with CrossFit because they put out an article, a study, demonstrating that there was a higher injurious rate, a higher rate of injury of athletes participating in CrossFit than other sports, unreasonably high. Now, there were some good things that came out in this study, some complementary things that came out in this study in regard to CrossFit, but the main takeaway that people have been talking about for years is the abnormally high injury rate. Well, it turns out that there is sufficient evidence, overwhelming evidence, in fact, to conclude that it was fabricated. This study was illegitimate. There was pressure put on participants to report injuries that didn't exist. They've got testimony, they have email evidence. The NSCA lied. They lied in order to keep a competitor down. Now, the immediate response may be, no, the NSCA is a nonprofit organization. So is the Red Cross, so is 1,000 other NPOs that all profit and all have a vested interest in remaining the authority in their field. And make no mistake, the NSCA has an interest in remaining the authority. Now, full disclosure, I have a certification through the NSCA. I looked to them as a legitimate source for certification, for credibility, because that's what these organizations exist for. To lend those of us who want to be professionals in this field credibility through going through their courses, maintaining our certifications, expanding our education on the subject. And that's why this finding is so damn important. And how bad is it? Well, the judge described it like this. In 25 years on the bench, this is the first case that the court has ever gotten to this point, having carefully considered the record. The severity and frequency of the defendant's bad faith misconduct is as egregious as anything this court has ever seen or read. The following is a list of the specific findings the judge found in regard to this single point in the long-standing legal battle. The judge found that it is taken as established, meaning they have proven through evidence, that the NSCA's unfair competition and false advertising, including its false statements in the Dever article, erratum, the hack study, the various TSAC report articles about CrossFit, content promoted at NSCA events referencing CrossFit-related injuries, and republication of these false statements have deceived and continue to deceive the public and consumers regarding the safety, effectiveness of CrossFit training, and caused a decline in the CrossFit seminar revenue in the military, United States, and international fitness markets, as well as were willful and malicious, and these statements have increased NSCA revenue, growth, goodwill, while injuring CrossFit's revenue, growth, and goodwill. It is taken as established that the NSCA's unfair competition and false advertising were a material cause of the damages to CrossFit. That is huge. That lays the blame at a lot of the recent struggles that CrossFit has had in regard to revenue, reduced interest, the reputation that it has, at the feet of the misinformation willfully and knowingly put out by one of the most respected certifying bodies in the fitness industry. That is a massive blow, not only to our confidence in the NSCA, but the confidence of credentials to begin with. And that is so damned important, because without education, without credentials, any idiot can put alpha or elite in their business name. They can list their 3-lift total and consider themselves a coach. Credentials and education aren't the end-all be-all, but they do separate. They are a better starting point than throwing some weights around in your gym, reading a couple of pamphlets, and thinking you know your ass from a hole in the ground. Hey Alec, how you doing? This is problematic because it puts wind in the sails of those who would delegitimize legitimate education, experience, and credentials so that they could put themselves above those that they would disrespect, call out, or cut down. Folks like Couch Potato calling out Jeff Cavalier, who happens to be a CSCS. In fact, most of the outstanding and respectable professionals I know are a CSCS, in addition to their other education, such as their degrees in kinesiology, or exercise physiology, or exercise science, or physical therapy. But it is a key point. It is that thing that people look at and they see and they go, oh, I can trust this guy. They've been through a difficult and rigorous course that I can see and I can give credibility to. I can understand they know what they're talking about. That's why stuff like this is a problem. The NSCA should have never taken these actions. They should never have pressured people, as the evidence suggests, to give false testimony, report injuries that weren't happening so that they could have a bigger market share against their competitor. Does this mean that CrossFit is legitimate across the board? Hell no. I think that they still have serious problems with the way that they certify and educate their professionals. For many years, I'm not sure what the case is now, but for many years, all you needed was $1,000 a weekend and a willingness to learn 9 movements to be a level 1 certified trainer for CrossFit. What kind of bullshit is that? You're not prepared to teach anybody anything. And while the CPT level of knowledge, the certified personal trainer level of knowledge, isn't anything to lose your mind at, it doesn't make you a consummate professional, it's still better than learning 9 movements and then opening a gym, slapping CrossFit on the board. Now, there are going to be serious ramifications for their actions. This is just one point found against them in a larger lawsuit, and they are appealing. Now, on the CrossFit website, they gave very specific information on what was found against the NSCA. However, the NSCA responded with one of the vaguest, limp-wristed responses to this finding and this judgment that I've ever heard. They write, recently the court has made a ruling on the summary judgment motions filed by both the NSCA and CrossFit. These rulings are not a final decision about the outcome of the case, and that's true, it's not a final outcome, it's just one point. Nor do they reflect a decision by the judge that either CrossFit or the NSCA has won the case. No, but it's a pretty big freaking indication. Come on, guys. They go on to say that the judge was asked by both CrossFit and NSCA to decide on certain issues in advance of the trial by jury. The CrossFit's motion, the judge decided on one issue in CrossFit's favor, that the injury data reported on the Dever study was not correct. That's not what they ruled. They judged that you lied. They judged that you intentionally misled people and have been doing so for years. So you can't softball that point. I know that this is their response, this is them trying to defend themselves, but that's their entire response style. They try and soften everything and make it sound like there's so much left up in the air that, it's not really decided who's at fault for misleading the public. They're at fault. They've been found at fault. And moving forward, they're going to be held responsible in financial fashion. This is a big worry for folks who are currently going through the NSCA for their certifications or who are relying on recertification or re-upping their CSCS or any of those activities. Because there's a very real chance that if the rest of this case goes as badly as this one judgment did, there won't be an NSCA. There are rumors out there right now that they can't even pay their lawyers. They're not going to be able to settle. They're not going to be able to pay $4 million, which is what I think CrossFit is asking for. Or the punitive damages that they're going to be able to justify now that this incredibly specific judgment has been found against them. There's not a lot of wiggle room here. They said they lied. They said they did so on purpose. They said they did so to the public, to the government, and basically anybody they could. This is a huge fighting against the NSCA, and I have to wonder if they're going to be around for much longer. But that's not really something I'm too concerned about, because there's always going to be a certifying body. There's ACE, there's NASM, there's the ISSA. There's going to be somebody that you can go through to get a basic, fundamental understanding of exercise science so that you can help people live longer, better quality lives, so that you can do this for your profession if that's what you want to do. But it does give a serious blow to the credibility of the industry as it stands. And don't get me wrong, these are not great organizations that exist for philanthropic reasons. They want to just make the world a better place. That might be part of their mission statement. But they're there to fleece you out of money. They're there to say, okay, here's this low bar of education, you get a certification, you're now protected, you can work in the fitness field, the fitness industry, but hey, every 2 years, you need to take so many courses and give us so much money so that you can even have the right to take the test again. Are you better off just getting a degree in kinesiology, something as like an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree in kinesiology? Yeah, I think you are. But not everybody is in a position to do that, and not everybody can afford to go $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in debt, because that's the situation these days, so that they can get an associate's degree, so they can go get a job that pays commission or barely above minimum wage to make ends meet. It's a hard position we find ourselves in, and we didn't need this added complication. So NSCA, National Strength and Conditioning Association, personally think you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. We were counting on you to be better than this. You consider yourselves an authority on the matter, so act like it. This just goes to show you that nobody is above being held accountable. No person, no organization for their bad actions. I have long been a member of the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I've been a member for the better part of 10 years now. I have used to great effect the curriculum for the Tactical Strength and Conditioning professional. I have used their curriculum in developing my programs for people, and I have enjoyed being a member of this organization. But just because I like the NSCA doesn't mean that they're immune from being held accountable for their inappropriate, disingenuous, backstabbing, lying, manipulative actions. And that's how you have to categorize it. Convincing people to lie about the number of injuries that they've had. Going on a crusade against another organization because they share part of your market and threaten your authority and your dominance over market. This was not the way to go about it. I am so incredibly disappointed in the NSCA. And even if they do manage to come out of this, survive, and the organization itself doesn't fold under the incredible financial debt they're standing to rack up in punitive damages, it's pretty fair to say I'm never going to be seeking an NSCA certification again. All right, guys, that's it. Just a little bit of fitness news to get you guys going for the week. Sorry, it's been about 5 or 6 days since my last video. I'm not going to turn into Nick's Strength or Power or anything like that. I'm not going to be putting out fitness news all the time. It's mostly still going to be debunking the bullshit in the industry, but I feel like this kind of occupied both fitness news and debunking some bullshit, calling out some bullshit, holding an organization accountable, which is very much the purpose of this channel. And to those of you who have reached out to me and asked me, well, what organization should I go through? And I have answered to you, the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I'm taking that answer back, guys, for obvious reasons here. Now, maybe pump the brakes on it and see how this whole thing pans out. But I know for me, after seeing their true colors, this is not an organization that I'm going to be investing in or giving my money in the future. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you didn't, they got a button for that too. If you want to see more of this kind of content, well, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of my content in general and you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. Smash that notification button while you're at it. It really helps me out. I appreciate you guys in building this community and helping me reach a broader audience, because that's what it's all about. Thank you so much for watching. Until I see you guys in the next video, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Go fit yourself.